Hi everybody, and welcome to another speed paint video. So in this video, I am drawing Bakugou and Kirishima from Hero Academia. And so before I started drawing the final design, I decided to sketch out my ideas first. This process is really simple. All you have to do is draw a bunch of random squares and kind of roughly sketch what you want to draw in those squares. I believe they're called thumbnails, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I learned this when I was a freshman in high school, and that was probably the last art class I ever took. I do this especially when I work on commissions because there's a higher stake to it, and because it is also traditional, I want to make sure that what I'm drawing is exactly what I want to draw for the commission. And there's no opportunity of failure or mistakes. So once I found the design that I wanted, I stuck with it and I moved on to the actual materials for the commission. And this commission is a black and white Chibi couple commission that was bought during Anime Expo earlier this year. And because it is black and white, as you know, this is my style, I tend to draw all of my black and white commissions on brown tinted paper. The reason why I do this is because I feel like the black and the white, or the grays of the commission, really pop out, and most importantly, the white parts or the highlighted parts are kind of like the cherry on top to the entire thing. So even though it's considered black and white, it's not just a line art. There's more to it. So with the line art, right now I am using a Prismacolor pen. I believe it's 0.5. I originally was using a 0.3, but I realized that the size was too small, and so I brought it up a little bit. The sizes that I tend to use for commissions when it comes to pens are usually around 0.3 and 0.5. If I need to do a lot of details, I tend to go down to 0.05. But if it's kind of like a simple design and even a really big design, I go up to 0.8 or even bigger than that. The type of brand of pens that I tend to use for commissions or for any traditional artwork that I do tends to be Prismacolor. I do have Copics, but I think I'm a little bit biased to Prismacolors. They just work well with me, and I just like their designs overall as a pen. The black aesthetic is so nice. And so once I have the line art ready to go, I am now working on coloring in all of the grayscales of this black and white commission. And I think that's the fun part about this entire process. I get to redraw these characters in shades of gray. I get to like look at their designs and be like, you know what, this color and this color, I think this color is stronger, so I'm going to make it darker. Or I think this color is too bright, so I'm going to use a lighter shade of gray so it kind of like is still highlighted into the entire ensemble. And so as I'm coloring everything in, I am using a Prismacolor marker. All the markers that I'm using in this video are Prismacolors. And I really like using Prismacolors for these type of commissions, and it's not because Copics are bad in any way, but I just like them because of the chisel tip. I like the fact there's a broad tip as well. It fills in the space a lot better, and I don't know, I feel like also that I'm not wasting as much ink. I think personally for me, when I use my Copics and especially the brush tips, I feel that I'm losing a lot more ink in the process and I'm not using enough surface space. So I like using Prismas because I think just mentally that I'm really using the ink and the space that I'm filling in or that I'm coloring in or using it for. So as you can tell on Kirishima, his outfit, I actually shaded in his clothing better. I blended the grays together. And with this type of piece of paper, you can do that. You can do that with probably about 3, I think max 4 layers of ink. Don't go more than that or you will ruin the paper. This type of paper is best with pens, markers, and pencils and whatnot. Don't use it for watercolor because it will bleed and it will damage the paper and most importantly, your drawing. So with my black and white commissions, I always allow a colored highlight or accent color for the overall design, and in this case the buyer wanted red. Makes a whole lot of sense, you know, and it's just so nice. The red really does pop out, but the one thing that pops out the most, which is probably my favorite part of this entire process, is the highlighted portions. So as you can tell, I am putting only the highlighted parts on the right hand side of the piece because for me, the light source is coming from the top right hand corner. So I'm not going overboard with the highlighter. The highlighter that I'm using is the Jelly Roll Sakura White, or the Jelly Roll, yeah, I believe that's what I said, hopefully. It's 0.8 in size, and it does well. Look at that white, man, it pops out so nicely. So at the very end of the video, instead of showing you a scanned picture, I'm showing you kind of like what it's supposed to look like without being overly edited by my scanner. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to see more. So bye.